Welcome. I'm your host, Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypno Acuity. Presenting, I rose out of my excuses, ripping up my Excusopedia. An Excusopedia is your filed away excuses you use in your subconscious chronicled mind. As I rise out of my excuses by understanding and admitting every event, encounter, and experience is my individual wise, liberating invitations to rise and shine and expand my grandiose occurrences to open my conscious clarity, unleashing revolutionary revelations. Feel that. Revolutionary revelations. How do you feel when you say that? Emancipating now, celebrating elegant, pure liberation, sovereign expansion, politically incorrect inspiration, dissolving socialized, politically perfection programming that controls the world today. Cowboy wisdom grounded in experience, outlaw optimism. As I'm introducing you to Excusopedia, and that's every excuse you've ever used and ever will use that you store in my subconscious mind in chronicle ways. So today, we rip up the Excusopedia because excuses excuse you from your life. And then we move forward because our chronicled excuses are just recycled ignorance and keeping us in the same place, thinking I was covering up something which is a lie. The only thing you cover up in the world is your own true talents, because when you start using excuses, it opens up to something else. So today, I let go of my excuses, realizing an excuse is a putrid passivity keeping me in yesterday. As I set myself free, I rebelliously opened my emancipating eyes to shed, shred, and communicate away my putrid excuses. As I ripped up my excuseopedia that used to abuse me, because an excuse is an abuse of insecurity, immaturity, and fear. But it also abused my integrity, stopped me from being accountable and responsible for my life. So that all passed away today, as I now realize every excuse I've ever used was to cover up my apathetic uselessness. And we all encompass it. I know I did. People say this, people say that, but the only thing I can say is about me. And I stopped using the Excusopedia about 3 years ago when I wrote a book called My Life Occurs for Me Now. And what you're really doing when you use an excuse is excusing you from your life. It's just excusing you to keep you the same, and blame, shame, and the shama sitting on the sidelines being a sliver getter, which is a sitting on there getting a butt full of slivers, and then it festers up, and then you start spewing your poopy doo of never do. That's all an excuse is a poopy doo of never do. So understanding that life gets in the way of life. And that's something I've really expanded into. You got it all figured out and you got this and this. Well, there's a curveball coming. There's going to be a ditch across the road. There's going to be something, but life gets in the way of life. To liberate internal fervor energy, to listen with imaginative foresight, enterprising my innovative prowess, while me with my insightful clarity. How you like that? Insightful clarity. We all got it. We've just never understood how to allow it to show us through life. And clarity is a celebration, lionizing, animated, revolutionary intuition, tantalizing the yazza pizzazz of the present moment. And also, something I've arisen to is discrimination. Nothing discriminates against you. You discriminate against yourself because you're unwilling to step forward and listen to the situation, admit everything that's holding you back is in here. The outside world's innocent, and so when you hear discrimination, That's somebody trying to stay inside their insecurities and immaturities and afraid of life. And if you open up and just listen and step back, you're going to witness that within yourself. And then we get to play, as discrimination is my immature muck of me, waking me to understand when you play the victim, it's a mini movie of memories and it becomes a habit. And you become, every time something comes up, you play the victim and then you go looking for sympathy that turns into wimpathy. And then you're in the apathetic, asinine yesterdays. The reason is we've been taught the outside world does everything, and the outside world is just a safari of us to walk through, and it's a jungle of messy mysteries and rambling riddles to expand us through life. But we're afraid of the mysteries of life. As I lionize internal fervor energy, I expand and rise. Whatever you think is discriminating against you, holding yourself back, that's in here. And we have discriminating thinking. People owe us something. Nobody owes anybody anything. And everybody wanting something because something happened 100 years ago, that's just us staying in the victimitis crapitis of our thinking memory mind that blows us, that freezes us in yesterday. You know, there's nothing in the physical world against you. You know, people may have an adversarial look at you, but that adversarial look is an invitation for you to rise of audacity and adventurous acumen to witness and ask and question your way out of it. The only thing we're really stuck in is our own barriers, blockages, and limitations. And that is it. And they're all in here. Once you understand the world is trying to communicate to us to liberate us from ourselves. But however, we've been taught it's always somebody else's fault and it's out there. That's just delusional despair keeping us in yesterday. And that really happens a lot. It's happened to me. I used to think the outside world hated me, but it wasn't. It was my dislike of myself and the dislike I didn't trust my talents. And see, everybody encompasses sleek, unique talents to tantalize, adventurous lure, energizing now, tantalizing your paths of prosperity. You know, the thing I really understand now is all the poverty consciousness in the world is within people. And you know, we've been taught this, we fell into the victimizing crap. I just said, oh, I'm not educated enough. That's the biggest lie there ever was. Individual talents, the free flowing energy within you will rise you to the mountaintops of majestic bliss. But if we try to do it through the education in the business world, education is always indoctrinized gossip for what somebody else wants you to know. And the business world has an enslaving third world mindset encompassed within it. So when you liberate you from following the herd and open up to your own talent, you're going to rise above that. The most talented person you understand is somebody else because you're afraid to understand your talents. And what we're really afraid of is somebody may ridicule us and do something to us that's a little bit out of our hurt my feelings. Well, hurt feelings are nothing more than habits and victimitis crapitis. Man, did I have a lot of that. But since I've rose above it, I got rid of all my victimitis crapitis and let go of my pity me palver to audaciously articulate my innate talents to the world. The world is begging you to to appreciate the invitations of adversity, controversy, chaos, and challenges, to rise. And here's the thing: stop following other people's programs. When somebody says they have a program, that program has their limitations in it also. See, people want to think they have zero, but when you start listening to Think and Know in a book, Think and Know are the biggest limitations in the world because they're mini movies of yesterday. You want to listen to the panorama movie of now and realizing your life is being experienced in living color in the present moment. The more I rise out of all the self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, psychology written books, psychology, and rise of my own free-flowing energy, a rise of my spiritual prowess, energizing my inspirations, innovation, intuition, imagination. I can color my world any way I desire. But if I listen to somebody else or hear somebody else's program, I'm trying to color my life with their whatever theirs is. And that never did anything for me. 2009 is when I stopped listening to self-help, personal growth, self-improvement. Something I can really say that I expanded out of was self-help, personal growth, self-improvement. I stopped trying to change my life to expand my life. Rise, shine, and expand. But something I did is when I really stopped, I started listening to my intuition and imagination and inspiration. You encompass all the wisdom. But the thing about thinking and knowing is that's what the outside world wants you to do, because an educated country or an educated populace is easy to control because you can indoctrinate them with your philosophies. A country that is sovereign and listening to the sovereign savvy of the universe or God or whatever the rises to their own innate talents. That's the thing about this country. We have so much innate talent in this country, but it's outside the boundaries of society. And society and all the powers to be want you to stay inside the slippery slope of indoctrinated education. And see, the thing is, everybody says, oh, I got a business. That means they got a sheet of paper with a name on it in a file cabinet. And if you listen to a lot of the self-help, personal growth, self-improvement stuff, you can hear the robotic cabinet talking to you because they're stuck inside that cabinet. Business and education will never rise you anywhere. It's a foundation. You will rise you to the mountaintop of majestic bliss and chauffeur yourself on to your beaches of bountiful bliss. The more you do what other people say, the more you stay in delusional dismay. I discovered that, and that's for me, and that's the way I expanded my life. And something else, the media shows people they're a victim of something. Well, you're a victim of their BS. The media will never, ever allow you, because they always know better. Well, that's what their owners are telling them. The media is nothing but a puppet for the trolling trolls of the world and the government. They're spewing what they want they want what the government and the villains, the veiled villains of the world want you to know and understand. See, every education book is written by the veiled villains of the world. And they really like pitting us and comparing us and saying all this. And see, the thing about it is, if you watch and understand what's going on, you're going to understand you have the sleek, unique talents, the mystical mystique to solve the riddles and the mysteries of your life. But you're never going to think and know a mystery or a riddle. You're going to listen to them and question yourself, become the Sherlock Holmes and investigate it. But you're never going to think and know a riddle or a mystery because it's a flowing energy. See, when you open up to understand everything in life is a flowing energy, you lionize internal freedom every day. But if you try to think and know your life, you're bestowed yourself in your excuses. And they really want you to know pity me stuff. And that's the thing we do most is pity me. And something else that really, I like getting the college medicated smirk. And that's when you start talking outside the box of education. And that's something you really have to open up to. College education does not teach people how to communicate outside of that box of education. And they really, you start talking in inspiration, wisdom, they're lost. I know I sound like I dislike college education, but the more I'm around it, the more I see how the education system is holding the world back in the muck of the yuck. And see, for me, I had to let go of the muck of me. And I understand and admit when you look somebody in the eye and they get that college smirk and they kind of twist their head like that, you're outside of their comfort zone. When somebody gives you the little arrogance, they're in their sterilized education and recycled recycled ignorance. That's what a lot of people don't know. Education has become a sterilization with recycled ignorance. A friend of mine told me that today, and it just makes sense to me. It just resonated with me. And see, the thing about it is, your unique talents and wisdom is going to rise you out of your comfort zone. And so, what do you feel it's going to do to everything else? And if you really look at the surface of the world, we've been in that comfort zone. I'm making a class right after this as I experienced my ancestor jailbreak, and that's going to talk about how the world is in a third world enslaving mindset. And that is what we're rising out of. But that's fun getting that college smirk. I've been retired now for 2 years, and I got into, a bunch of network marketing. But what I realized is if you didn't talk inside the box of socialized brainwashing, you never fit in. And the thing is, something I'm really going to emphasize, there's a barrier. The college educated thinks the hourly worker hasn't got they don't have the knowledge, but they have the wisdom, and the college educated lacks the wisdom. It's like in business. Management has the knowledge. The production workers have the wisdom. The world will never go anywhere on knowledge. You can see the walls of knowledge, but wisdom is a free-flowing energy. And that's what this is all about, is the free-flowing energy of you and your wisdom and insight. And to me, everything that I've heard and listened in the news is just recycled gossip because everything is secondhand. And basically, it's written to keep us in there. And the Wall Street pundits are the fun. They think as long as business is making money, everybody's good. Well, we've been doing that since about Ronald Reagan's time. Look how the world is. The thing about it is, it was like the Battle of the Bulge. Eisenhower was a general. Who won the Battle of the Bulge? Was it Eisenhower? Or was it the troops on the ground? See, no matter how good a country is, it takes the people to make the country grow. People are the assets of the world. And right now, education and business is stealing the dreams of the world. It's making dreams for these, but see, it still takes the people to make it go. Here's the thing. If all the hourly workers stayed home for 30 days, what would happen to the country? It'd be locked down. Even though some people wouldn't think so, but it'd be shut down because your truck drivers, electricians, plumbers, all that would be gone. See, here's the thing. The economy in the world is like a tree. You got your roots, your trunk, and the top. When the top starts taking more than the roots can give it, it's going to die. And that's where the world is today. So anyway, so when you rip up your gossip and let go of your dollar bill backbone, this is what a dollar bill backbone is. Either you're flopping in the wind or you're getting bent over. But your wisdom, intuition, imagination, and free flowing energy will chauffeur you to your beaches of bountiful bliss. Kissing your good life. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night as you take flight. I want to thank you. I am Robert A. Wilson, Cowboy Wisdom, Hypno Acuity, and Pure Liberation Television. My website is mycowboywisdom.com. My email's robert at mycowboywisdom.com. Thank you, and may you enjoy your day every day.